Hello friends, welcome to Srivali's kitchen. Today I am going to show you how to prepare Akakarkaya Pachadi, or it is called Kakora in Hindi. These I've just cut it into half. These are what we call Akakarkaya. It's a seasonal vegetable similar to the karela but smaller in size and less bitter. You get these for around 2 or maybe 3 months a year, that is during this season of August, September, October, November, max for 4 months. We are going to make a chutney or a pachadi out of this. You can use this to make curries also. What we have done is I've washed these nicely and cut into small sized pieces. I've removed the seeds. You can see I've thrown away the seeds also here. And this is a very ripe veggie, very ripe Akakarkaya. Don't worry if it's red in color. It's not because there is an insect or something. It's because it's ripe. We're just going to take off these seeds like this. It's very easy to remove the seeds. We are going to use the flesh. Cut it into pieces and use the flesh. You can just break it like this also. It's easy that way. If it's not this ripe, then it will take some time to cut the seeds because they're hard shelled ones. We're just going to cut this also. Right, I've cut that one also. Now we are going to take this here. I'm going to first prepare the tempering. Add these pieces to the tempering. And then I'm just going to cook these in the tempering along with some water if required. We'll need some good quantity of oil for it. If you want, you can add more oil, and then if you add good amount of oil, it will stay good for up to 1 week or 10 days. For tempering, we need chana dal, urad dal, mustard seeds, jeera, cumin seeds, some red chili, dry red chilies. Not much because we are going to add red chili powder to it. And then asafoetida, a good hit of asafoetida. Once the mustard starts to splatter, I'm going to add these. Meanwhile, I'm going to show you the other ingredients we require. Right, here we need tamarind soaked in water, coriander seeds, urad dal, some jaggery, methi or fenugreek seeds, and sesame seeds, white till. We are going to dry roast these 4 ingredients separately and make a powder. Right, it is starting to change colors. The mustard is also starting to splatter. So I'm going to add the kakora or the Akakarkaya pieces. It's got piece of that in English. Just found that out. Mix it up. Cover with the lid. Right, and we're good to let that cook. I have a small pan ready, and now I'm going to first add the urad dal and dry roast this. Once this is starting to change color, then I'm going to add the coriander seeds. After that, the methi seeds, and finally the sesame seeds, because sesame seeds take no time at all. And then I'm going to turn off the heat, let it cool, and make a powder. Meanwhile, the Akakarkaya pieces will cook, and then I'm going to add some water if required. Right. While we cook this, what we can do here is we can the tamarind in water. You can just squeeze the tamarind in this water and have a nice tamarind pulp. Throw away the tamarind pieces and keep the water. We're going to add this water to the cooked kakora pieces, and we're going to let those cook in this until the oil separates. That will take about 10 minutes maybe, or 5 minutes depending on the quantity. So once the oil separates, we are going to add the jaggery, salt, red chili powder. The paste will be grinding. All that you can. And then we are going to mix it up. Sprinkle a little more water if required. And then we are going to make a nice pachadi of it. Though we call it a pachadi, it looks something between a curry and a chutney. It's not a single either this or that, it's both. Okay. You can see that here it is starting to change color. You can see the steam vaporizing out of it. Now is the time to add the coriander seeds. These won't take much time because the pan is now already getting hot. So we have to keep constantly mixing and stirring it so that we don't end up burning the spices. Right. Mix, 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 and add the methi or the fenugreek seeds also. Okay, we're going to let this mix. Right. If you want to make a curry using the Akakarkaya, just you can cook it similarly like how we do with karela. Cut it into pieces, fry with onion, finish off with salt and red chili powder. That's it. It will be similar to the karela fry. This is seasonal vegetable like I've said before. So just try, get it from the market once and try it. It is not as bitter as a karela, so we don't even have to worry about kids not liking it. Right. This is almost done here. And here you can see these have changed nice in color. So we're going to add the sesame seeds. Mix it up. And once the sesame seeds start to splatter, turn off the heat. Because they're going to splatter all over the place. You can hear the sound. Yeah, see, you can already hear the sound. Yeah, I think we can turn off the heat now. So, meanwhile, we're just going to check this. Check to see how the curry is going. See here. It is starting to change the color, soften up a little bit. If you feel there is less oil, you can add a spoonful of oil again at this stage. Or you can just add some water and let it cook. If you add water and let it cook, then you cannot store it for a week or so because it's going to get spoiled. You can store it for up to 3 days anyways. Just add some oil. Yeah. First 2 or 3 days, I think it's better to keep it in the refrigerator anyways after the first day. Keep it in the refrigerator for the second day and then it will hold. Okay, this takes some time to cook, so we're going to cover it with a lid again and let it cook so it will be faster. I let this cook for about 10 to 15 minutes. I've added some water to just hasten the process. Now it is, you can see that the color has changed. Just run your spatula to this, and if it cuts easily, it's done. Now we are going to cook this with the tamarind water. the one I've squeezed. Mix it up. This won't take much time now because the pieces were already cooked. This will take about 2 or 3 minutes, and then we can add the rest. But now what I'm doing here is I'm going to add some salt. I'm adding little for now. I'll add again later if required. Mix it up. Now you don't have to cover with the lid. Take off the lid, let it sit on simmer and cook. What I've done here in the meantime is I've cooled the roasted spices and I've made a powder. It doesn't have to be a fine powder. A little fine and little coarse will do. I'm going to keep this ready, and once this mixture starts to separate, I'm going to add in the rest of the ingredients and cook it. Right, you can see that it's starting to come together. Now it is time to add the turmeric powder, red chili powder, a good amount of red chili powder because we've not added any other chili to this. Mix it up. Nice. And then the ground powder. Let's add it on. Not to forget the jaggery. For those who do not like it too sweet, you can reduce the quantity of jaggery. If you think it is starting to stick, just add a little bit of water so that the jaggery will melt. Keep the heat on simmer. I'm going to add some water to help the jaggery melt faster. Now I'm going to let this cook and come together completely. That will take about 3 minutes at the most. Keep stirring it in between because this spice powder tends to stick to the walls and the bottom of the pan. So you might want to keep an eye on this. Like I said, this looks something between a curry and a pickle or a chutney. So you can serve it as both. You can have this with rice or roti. Store the remaining in an airtight box and you can put it into the refrigerator. Since I'm adding water to this, I'm going to store it for not more than 3 days. Right. So we're going to let this cook for another 2 minutes and then we'll be done. Once you see that it is starting to stick to the sides of the pan and it is coming together, then you know it is done. So we're going to turn off the heat. See, it is starting to come together nicely. I'm going to turn off the heat here. Take it into a serving bowl. Right, I've taken it into the serving bowl. So here we have Akakarkaya Pachadi or Kakora chutney ready to serve with rice or roti, and you can store this for up to 3 days. Thank you for watching. If you like my videos, subscribe to Srivali's Kitchen. Have a nice day.